Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to do a video I have wanted to do for ages. Going over all of my Thomas and Friends merch that I have. And I have quite a lot. I'm not kidding, this video is going to be over an hour long. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse at what I'm about to cover. And it's a lot, so whatever you think you're about to see, try think of how much you think there's going to be in your head. Try envision how much you think there's going to be when I show it. Because whatever you think, you are way off. Yeah. So, I kind of have a lot of Thomas merch, and I want to do a video reviewing it all. Every single piece of Thomas merch I own. Every single last piece of Thomas merch I own. So I've been collecting Take Along for a very long time. I've been collecting it for 9 years at this point. And basically I had a journey to get every single character. I realised that's probably not going to be possible. Also, don't try ask me how much money this whole thing costs. It probably costs over £100. So we have the main crew here that I use mostly. Then we branch out into other stuff. We have Trackmaster over there. Don't know whether you can actually see it, but there is a Thomas Minis over there. I only have a few. We have some rolling stock here, Trackmaster and Take and Play. Loads of books here, including a DS game. Very random. Loads of books. A plushie, the only plushie I have, a pillow pet. This very cool thing which I got at a live premiere of Tale of the Brave, and a number of DVDs. This is take 2. I tried to record the first take and it was 1 hour and 20 minutes long, but I tried to upload it to YouTube and it kind of failed because of how big it was. But that's probably because I had split it into 2 halves and then edit it and then upload it. So yeah, let's get into this. So before we get into this, I want to leave this for later on because this is probably the biggest thing I'll review. So let's go on to the books first. I only have a few Thomas books and this very weird DS game. I don't know why I have that. But yeah, I have a few Thomas books, so let's just go over them. First one is a book adaptation of Bulldog. Very random, but it kickstarts our merch review, I guess. There's not really much to say about these guys. They're just book adaptations, so there's not really much to say. What can I say? It's a book. See, it's literally word for word from the episode. At least it has some really nice 4K photos that you could use for video essays, and has these kind of weird, maybe even rare things here. Now let's move on to You Can't Win, and it's just like Bulldog. There's not really much to say, it's just a book adaptation of the episode. Again, neat photos, really neat photos. It has some pretty nice photos that are really lovely to look at. What can I say? It's a book adaptation of an episode. Now on to Boko the Diseasel, which I don't think is the actual title. I think the title is just The Diseasel. So, kind of interesting choice there. Again, it's a book adaptation, not much to say. Now, these ones. I got these 3 from a charity shop all in one, and I'm sure if you're from the UK, I'm sure you found these in charity shops. Just little books of series 1 and 2 episodes. Got this. And yeah, I found these in charity shops for 10p each, so I just thought I'd get them. Because they're kind of cute and they're very collectible. They're cute novelty collector's items. Again, not much to say, book adaptation, but it's actually a book adaptation of 2 episodes. There's actually 2 stories in one here, which is nice. See it, then moves on to Duck Takes Charge. So yeah, again, very weird photos, kind of weird, but yeah, pretty nice. Now on to Boko the Diseasel, and Thomas Comes to Breakfast. Now I have 2 book adaptations of Boko the Diseasel. Again, really nice photos. Again, there's not much to say, it's just book adaptations. I'm sure you found these in some charity shops, you probably have seen these guys in charity shops if you've been in the UK. Now on to Saved from Scrap. Again, not much to say. It looks like someone's already drawn on this. That's probably why they gave it away. That's probably why it was so cheap. But yeah, again, it's just a book adaptation. Not much to say. This is probably my favorite just because of the selection of episodes. Thomas Percy and the Colon Saved from Scrapped. Very nice a choice there. Okay, let's take a break from books and go look at this DS game, Hero of the Rails. Very, very random and very odd. I've played it. It's like just basically Hero of the Rails, but in a game form. Like it's literally just like, it's like those how to say it? It's like flashcards. Like it'll show a card of like a picture from the movie, and then like Michelangelo's talking over it. Again, very random. Don't know whether this guy is rare. Probably not. But yeah. Moving on to the next book, The Adventures of Thomas. I actually do like this guy a lot. It's a bunch of Series 3 episodes, all in one. And, yeah, I love Series 3, so obviously I had to get this guy. Let me just show you all of the, Is there a list of stories? I swear there was a list of stories on this. I don't know what it is. But, yeah, it has the American titles for some reason. Don't know why that is exactly. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they have the American titles. But yeah, really solid book overall. Now on to, for some reason, my favourite book in the collection aside from the Bible. And that is the story collection. And again, it's just random Series 3 episodes. Here's the list. But yeah, it's random Series 3 and Series 2 episodes, even a Series 1 episode in there. And I don't know why, I just really like this guy. It reminds me of the VHSs they used to make. But yeah, I don't know why I like this so much. It's just so nice. And I used to read this a lot, so yeah, it's kind of holds a special place in my heart for that. I'm very nostalgic for it. So yeah, very random, but I actually kind of like it a lot. Now on to another favorite tales. First I just want to point out, for something called Favorite Tales, they chose some pretty mid episodes, like Gordon and the Competition, and James and the Queen of Sodor, and Thomas Rescues the Diesels, a hit era episode. There's only really 2 good ones in here, and that is Thomas and Percy's to Rescue, and Thomas and Lady Hat's Birthday Party? What? It's the Topham Hatt? I have no clue. Now on to the most interesting book I have, the 1990 Thomas Annual. You can buy this guy online for like £3. And I kinda love this so much. Like, it's honestly amazing. Like, it has books of episodes that aren't even in the TV series, like Thomas and the Cricketers, like Cricketeers, whatever. Damn it. But yeah, it's just like random random made up stories that aren't even in the TV show. So in case you want to read these stories, because they're book exclusive, I'll pause the video for this. So yeah, very, very random. But here's what it includes. Yeah, probably can't see it that well. My camera won't focus. It's also got these very cool photos, I guess, of the engines. Also these colouring in things, which I am never colouring in because that would just completely destroy it. Again, another random one that's not in the TV show. You can pause it to read. I mean, I'm sure you can find these online. Oh, it might be a bit more difficult to read. So yeah, very random, very obscure. The Railway Quiz. I love this one so much. So let's do this quiz to test your knowledge on Thomas and Friends. Which engine is number 10? So, see this engine here? He's number 10. What's his name? How many wheels has Henry got? Who once pulled a truck in half? What colour is duck? What is Toby's coach called? Who above was once fooled by a backing signal? Who did Edward save from the scrapyard? Who took Thomas's passengers while stuck in a snowdrift? What number is Gordon? What engine couldn't pull this train without a leather boots? These are very, very funny to me. Again, another book, so yeah, pause to read if you want. So, very random. Again, here's the spot the difference that you can also colour in for some reason. I've got this from online, so it looks like someone else did this. I did not do this, by the way. So yeah, kind of sad that they did this because I would have preferred it not being like that. So yeah, kind of sad. Again, photo Daisy. So yeah, whoever owned this book originally, if you're watching, thank you so much for destroying this. Thomas, a photo of Thomas. Again, they also did this, so not really that funny. I don't know why they only did like 2 or 3 things. Again, here's another story. These are very random. Like, do you think that I should make these into actual ones? Again, spot the difference so you can colour in. Again, some more colouring in pages. Duck, Diesel, and Percy. Very terrifying photo they chose of Percy staring into your soul. Again, why did they do this? I mean, obviously, this was probably from ages ago, so it wasn't rare back then. So yeah, again, this is probably my favourite book, by the way, because I just like this one. This is my favourite story in this annual. So yeah, pause the videos at those bits if you want to read it. And Henry and Gordon, very nice photo of Henry they chose, and a really nice photo of Gordon they chose. And then all of the answers. So that's probably where they got this. They probably just cheated. And then this photo. So yeah, very, very interesting one. I would like to get the other annuals, but they probably cost a lot of money. And no Thomas's fan collection can be complete without the Bible. You cannot call yourself a Thomas fan if you don't own this, or at least this. This is got all of the classic stories. That's why us fans call it the story. They call it the Bible. It is very big, and unfortunately, mine's starting to break a bit. So I would like to replace it one day. They're not that expensive online. And again, Story Library. Again, same story. This one's actually breaking, so it's kind of sad. And I bought this on eBay, and it was like in used condition. So some wise guy must have pulled that off. So, yeah, not very funny. But yeah, very nice books, and yeah, very nice storage case as well. Now let's move on to the last book in this collection. Before we get onto this, no, I actually did have the 2022 annual, and it was in this like Big World Big Adventure style, and I gave that away. I think I sold it to charity or something. So yeah, this one used to be my favorite. Again, it's just like series 3 and series 2 episodes. Very cool. The reason why I like this one so much is it gives you like character introductions, and it even tells you like what like class they are and stuff. Like, they did a lot of research. Like 404 saddle tank engines. Jesus Christ. 6060 Pannier tank engine. This is just amazing. Here again, there's nothing much to say. It's just book adaptations. Very nice photos they chose. But yeah, I am blown away that they put so much research into like saying what kind of class of engine they are. And like their backstory and lore for the show. Yeah, very good. Well, that just about covers all the books in the collection, and we're like 14 minutes in exactly, actually. So yeah, very, very cool books. Now let's move on to the thing I'm dreading. Oh boy. Yes, we are going to be reviewing all of my take-along and take-and-play and adventures and push-along stuff. Yes, I bought some push-alongs just so that way I'd have, like, the characters. So yeah. This probably cost a lot of money. Starting off with just Thomas. There's not much to say, you know. It's just Thomas, you know. This one's actually kind of a special Thomas because it is the King of the Railway Thomas. Very, very mid-movie, but neat tank engine. Here is Toby. For some reason I painted over this Toby, so I really do want to replace it. Here is Henry. This one is very special to me. I don't know why, I just really like it. Would like to replace it with its take-along one with the better wheels and the model series face. But yeah, pretty nice character. Here is Gordon. I love this one. I do really want to replace it with its take-along one because this is the take and play one. In case you want to know what the difference between take-along and take and play is, take-along are the ones that use the square buffers, have no holes in between their wheels, and they have model series faces. And take and play is the ones that use circular buffers, have holes in between their wheels, and use CGI faces and a much lower quality. Here is Duck. I actually only got this one pretty recently, about like a year ago, and yeah, he's pretty good. I always wanted a duck as a kid. I always wanted this duck, and I finally found one online that wasn't like £20 million. There was a metallic one, but I wanted one that was more accurate. And where would Duck be without Oliver? Oliver's very nice. I do want to replace him with his take-along one, because the take-and-play one just kind of sucks. On to my favourite model of the collection, Percy. Why do I like this guy so much? Look how accurate he is. This is the take-along one, so obviously it's better. But look how accurate this guy is to show. It looks amazing. It looks miles better than the awful take-along one. I don't know why I bought that. But yeah, very, very nice. And here is Emily. Again, same story, would like to replace it with the take-along one, but pretty nice model for a take-and-play. I'm actually kind of impressed, Mattel. Here's the newest model of the collection, Spencer. I got this guy about a year ago, and it was only like a few months after I got Duck. Very nice model. There was a white version of this one online. It's basically the exact same, but the paint is white. And I would like to get my hands on that one, because this one kind of reminds me of the Hit era, because they painted Spencer in a very silver look for the Hit era. So I would like to get a white one, so it'd look like his Series 7 form. Here is Edward, and I'll never forget how I got him. My parents told me to close my eyes and put my hands out, and I think you know where this is going. I opened my eyes and they gifted me Edward. And yeah, same story, want to replace it with the take-along one. Here is James. Again, as all of the other ones, I really want to replace it with the take-along one, but I really like this guy. And something that for some reason I love about him is how all of his paint decals have just scraped off. For some reason it makes him look a bit cooler. Well, that was all of the main crew reviewed in like under 3 minutes. Now let's go out to this. Here is probably the most random model in the collection, Big City Engine. Just why did they make this guy? Like, I'm so impressed. This is technically a take and play one because it has the awful the wheels with holes in it, which I don't really like. But the fact that Mattel even made this is amazing. This is a character that has only ever appeared once, from a book in the 1950s who he only appeared on one page of it, and they still made a toy of him. Like, wow, that is actually kind of impressive. This has got to be my favourite take and play one I have. It just looks amazing. On to Stanley. Very mid character. I mean, he's probably the most forgettable Thomas character in existence. Like, seriously, who is Stafford? On to, oh no. Oh god. Well, from the worst Thomas and Friends movie ever, aside from All Engines Ghost crap, we have Ferdinand. A very neat model, but not one I'm really dying over. Also, it's a Lights and Sounds one, so let's listen to what he says. I'm here. I can help. No. On to Ryan, a very underrated character in my opinion. Came from the best Thomas and Friends movie ever, so you know, he gets a cheeky bonus point. On to, oh no, Bash. I don't have Dash, but to be honest, I don't even care. I mean, seriously, who even likes Bash and Dash? Again, from the worst Thomas movie ever, so, yeah, not one I think of that much. On to a very, very obscure character, Shane, from the absolutely abysmal Big World Big Adventures reboot that I absolutely hate. But he first appeared in The Great Race as like a cameo, I guess, so, yeah, very random Australian character that I don't think of much. Again, from The Great Race is Ivan. Probably the least talked about Thomas character, in my opinion. Like, this is the most least talked about Thomas character. I mean, literally. I have not seen a single person talk about Ivan. And yeah, he literally hasn't even said a single word in Thomas. He's just a background character. On to Theo from a movie that I used to like, but not much anymore, Journey Beyond Sodor. Very nice model of him, but this was unfortunately when they just started the Adventures range, so yeah. Oh yes, finally a good character, Diesel. I love this guy so much. Like, words can't even express how much I love this guy. He just looks so amazing. Like, look at him. I love how this one has an angry face, because I have like two other Diesels and they have a happy face for some reason. So yeah, very nice take-along model. On to Ben. I only have Ben and he's an awful adventures model, and I don't have Bill. I want to replace him with the take-along model and also get a Bill take-along model, so that way I have the other twin, but kinda cool. On to Harvey. I will never forget how I got this guy. I was in a shop called Argos, and it's the weirdest shop in the world. So if you, I don't know whether there is Argos in America, but basically, if you don't know what Argos is, it's a store where they have computers in the store. There's like desks with computers. It's a very small store, and they have like desks with computers on them, and you have to look through the catalog on the computer, place an order, then like 5 minutes later go up to the counter, and then you get the thing. On to Rainbow Puke Thomas. This was from a very weird 3-pack with Thomas, Toby, and Harold that are all in this very weird style. Yeah, not one I think about often, but it's cool. On to everyone's least favourite Thomas character, Philip. Yeah, Philip kind of sucks. I really do not like Philip. He's so annoying. But a kind of cool model, I guess. And now we're on to Dart, from a very mid-Thomas movie, but, it came out in the year I was born, so I kind of like it. I never remember how I got this guy. I bought him at Smith's, and that's basically where I bought everyone here. I bought him at Smith's, and then I opened him up at Weatherspoons, which is a very cheap restaurant. Last time I went there was like 2 years ago, and they screwed up all of our orders, so we haven't been back since. But yeah, I always remember opening him up there. On to Hero, the first ever CGI Thomas character that's new. This model is amazing. I've had this model for so long and I just never got rid of it because of how amazing it looked. I keep in mind I had a lot more when I was like 6 years ago. I had a lot more than this, but I sold most of my collection to charity basically. I had like 250 of these, so yeah, that was a lot. But mainly they were doubles, so. But I always kept this guy because he just looks so cool. Very nice model. On to one of my least favourite Thomas characters, Frankie. I really don't like Frankie. She's like one of my least favourite Thomas characters from a movie that I used to like and I now do not like at all. Well, that's kind of a harsh statement. I guess the movie's kind of fine, but yeah. But yeah, Frankie, very annoying. On to Marion. This is a great one. Came from one of the best Thomas movies ever, which, to be honest, I wouldn't even lie. So maybe I would even say it is the best Thomas movie. But so yeah, she gets some pretty cheeky bonus points there. But yeah, very nice model. Ah, yes, Salty. I really like this one. This is actually a custom one. This is the only Salty I have, and I customly painted the buffers because clean Salty is just wrong. So yeah, I painted the buffers to be more dirty. So yeah, because yeah, clean Salty is not right. On to, what's your name? Hung Mei. Another Big World, Big Adventures character, which absolutely sucks, but it's whatever. On to Caitlin. Again, introduced in a very mid movie that the Thomas came from, but yeah, I'm very happy to have. On to Yong Bao, a Chinese one that they weirdly pushed a lot in Big World, Big Adventures. It's whatever. I mean, his Big World, Big Adventures episode about his backstory was kind of neat, I guess. On to Rajiv, and what? What happened here? Like, this is what Rajiv looks like in the show, and this is what his toy is. What happened here? Did Mattel lose money or something? Like, look at how much detail was meant to be there, but just isn't. Like, his funnel is meant to be painted in the Indian flag. It's not on this model. He's supposed to have banners hanging from his funnel. That's not on this model. He's supposed to have a crown on his funnel. That's literally the thing that they pushed the most with him, and they didn't even include it. Not to mention how it's lacking in paint almost everywhere. What happened here? This is the first and hopefully only horrible Thomas model. There was just so much detail that was supposed to be here but just isn't. On to Sydney. One which I got like years ago and I always just remember having in my collection for some reason. Not one I think of that much. Oh yes, 25-minute mark and we're on to great one, Stepney. I used to play with this so much as a kid. Very nice Bluebell engine. On to a... what? So yeah, in this collection I'm actually going to include some very, very random, very, very obscure magazine plastic engines. This was of either Ari or Bert, but I think it was Bert because it had like a mustache, no mustache, like a beard. So yeah, I took off the face to make it just look like a normal diesel. Didn't turn out that well. It's from very weird magazines I used to collect as a kid, so yeah. Well, that is this entire row completed. Now on to this row. On to a very recent but also very forgotten Thomas character, Sonny. I really don't like you. You come from the worst Thomas special that has ever been produced aside from Digs and Discoveries. On to Custom Diesel. Yes, basically when I was a kid I got a second Diesel, so I painted him in rainbow colours and I called him Diesel 100. Very creative name. On to Hurricane, which I believe is the first ever Adventures model. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, very nice model from a very garbage film, I guess. On to, what's your name? Raoul. Very, very forgotten about Thomas' character that was in The Great Race. And then again was weirdly pushed in Big War Big Adventures. Not really liking this guy, but it's whatever. I can't even remember buying him. Now on to a very fun variant, Bumblebee James. I, for some reason, like this guy. Came from that very garbage hair episode, The Green Controller, but I really like this guy for some reason. I don't know why. On to a very recent edition, Porter. Got this guy in like the start of 2023, so again, it's like one of the last three I got. And I always remember how I got this guy. I was just playing about a year ago with all these guys, and I just thought, I don't have Porter. So I kind of just bought one. On to my favourite Thomas character, no sarcasm there, Charlie. It's a Lights and Sounds Charlie. I always remember getting this in like a Tesco shop or something, in like Inverness. Always remember that. So yeah, let's see what he says. I'm Cheeky Charlie. On to Connor, the one with Caitlin. Very nice model. It's from a very mid film. On to Railboat Tours Skiff. I really like this one, how it can do 360s and stuff, and from the best Thomas movie ever. Also, something I just wanted to point out is how much I hate the Adventures skiff. It is literally just this, but with nothing changed because he doesn't have couplings. It's so lazy. They just basically re-released this one. It's so lazy. Anyways, I'll forever hate that. One thing I wish that they did is do Skiff in his other form, where he's instead of got blue, it's brown, and he's it's the bit where he works for Sailor John. On to a very fun one, Winston. This one's very funny because it's Lights and Sounds, but also comes with a fat controller, which is very funny. Yeah, pretty forgettable character though. On to Bert, one of the small railway engines. I love this guy. I did have Rex, Mike, and Bert, but I lost Mike, so yeah. On to... oh... I'm just going to say it right here, right now. Rebecca is my least favourite Thomas character, and I don't mean that lightly. She is so annoying. She replaced Henry, and she just does not even have a cool character design. I hate her so much. She's so annoying, and I just can't even stand looking at her. I don't even know why I bought this. Hey, it's Kevin. I remember getting this guy and also Victor in a very weird bundle that Mattel made, and I remember just getting him in there with Victor. Very strange. On to very, very poorly designed Percy. I don't know where I got this guy. I just can't stand him. He's so bad. Look at this Percy, the best Percy in the world, and this Percy. There's so much detail just gone. Also, I don't know why, but it's got some black paint on his face. That was not intentional. Oh yeah, finally a good model, Stephen, from a very mid-Thomas movie, but I really like this model. It's so accurate. And here is Patchwork Hero. I bought this guy online and he did not come with his tender. In the promotional photos it showed him with his tender. However, he has lost his stick on the back. Like, he can't connect to stuff. He can connect to stuff like perfectly fine like that. But he lost his stick there, so I guess I just didn't send his tender because it would be useless. Here is Rainbow Vinny. I remember I just got a spare Vinny, so I just painted him rainbow. Okay, here we go. Timothy. Very, very, very random character that probably no one ever thinks of. From one of the best Thomas movies ever, though, so you get a cheeky bonus point. Belle, from, again, very mid-Thomas movie, but it came out in the year I was born, so I kind of like it. Yeah, really neat model. Here is Vinny. Not one I think about much. Here's Merlin. Lost his tender, but yeah, it's whatever. Very strange backstory to how I got this guy. Gator, from one of the best Thomas movies ever. I want to talk about this guy because the backstory to how I got him is insane. So, it was just like 9 years ago. I was trying to get to sleep. My room was pitch black. It was like midnight. I was trying to get to sleep. And I noticed Gator on the floor. Gator was on the floor like this. I reached out to grab him. I picked him up in pitch black and he vanished in my fingers. So yeah, I had to go buy another one. But it's just the weirdest story in the world. Like, I just seen him on the floor while I was trying to get to sleep one night, like 9 years ago. I went to pick him up and he vanished, so I had to buy another one. I just don't know whether that was real or not. Probably the most interesting story anyone's ever had with this model. On to Rex. As surprising as this sounds, I actually like the Arsdale Engines take and play models better than the take along ones, which I know doesn't make much sense, but I just think they look better. Here is Rainbow Toby, again from that weird 3-pack. There is a Rainbow Harold coming up, so just be warned for that. Oh, Diesel. Take and play model. One thing I absolutely hate about this model, he has a smiling face. But Diesel doesn't smile. Okay, folks, we have completed this row. Now we're on to our final row. Then the vehicles, then everything else. Here is Stanley. Very nice model from the Great Discovery. CGI face. I would like to replace it maybe one day with the take-along model, but I don't know. Fun fact, he actually used to have a helmet, like a space astronaut helmet, but I lost it in a car. So if you own a purple car that you bought ages ago, then you might have this guy's blue astronaut helmet there. I honestly don't know why he came with an astronaut helmet. I think it was like some tribute to that guy that flew Stepney to the moon. On to Flynn, very mid character. He does have some other back thing, but I can't find it, so yeah. Just imagine it's there. But yeah, neat model, I guess. Now on to... What? This is a very weird Big World, Big Adventures character that probably no one has ever thought of. What? It's one of the Indian engines. Also, I'm going to leave it to you to pronounce that name. Here is a custom that I made with a spare Percy, a scrapped rusty Percy. I made this with a spare, and honestly, I really like it. On to Black James, the original James. I really do like this guy. One thing I wish is that he was an adventures model, but you can't ask for perfection, I guess. Here is another custom, Scrapped Henry. Same story, just took a random one, they did this. On to Rosie, pink form. Not much to say, it's just whatever. On to a crazy one, Super Spy Thomas. What is this guy? It's very weird Spy Thomas, and I don't know what it is, but I kind of love it. On to... Oh, Nia. Could have been a good character, but is not. On to Rail Rocket James. It's from that very bad Big World, Big Adventures episode where James wants to be a superhero. I don't know why I even bought this. On to Red Rosie. Yeah, I don't really like how Rosie was painted red in the show, but it's a neat model, I guess. On to Lexi. Very mid character from a very mid movie, but it's whatever. Here is Hugo. This one's actually kind of broken because its back is missing the propeller thing, but yeah, it's very random. And the final one that we're going to cover in this section is Diesel 10. I don't really like this guy. I hate how he has the CGI face. I really don't like CGI Diesel 10. But yeah, I hope to replace him one day with the Take-Along one. So that is all of these guys. But wait, we still have some Thomases to go through. I thought I'd put these in their own separate bit because there's a lot of custom ones, so let's go. Here is Golden Thomas. Unfortunately, mine has loads of paint chips in it, so you can see blue. Kind of sucks, but it's actually really cool. Here is Watery Thomas. It's from a playset I got over there, which I will be reviewing later on in the video. But, yeah, very weird. This one might be my favourite Thomas, the LBSC Thomas, or the original Thomas from The Adventure Begins. This one's really nice. On to the first custom in this section, Rainbow Throw Up Puke Thomas, I guess that's what I'll call him. He's a very, very, very weird one. I basically just painted him rainbow. Also, he has like a dented buffer. Is that normal? Why is it so dented? On to Mossy Thomas. He came from that really weird pack, and the only reason I bought it is for an Ace figure, but yeah, I don't know. This one's a miss. Here is Streamline Thomas. I used to love this one as a kid, obviously. Here is Orange Thomas. The backstory to how this one is created is very funny. Basically, I seen the trailer for Journey Beyond Sodor, and I wanted a hurricane now, so I painted a spare Thomas with this, and it does not look good. Here is very weird logo company hashtag Thomas. This is very weird. I don't know why it was made. It's hashtag Thomas and it has all the Sodor brands. Very weird, but kind of neat. Here is Diamond Thomas. Unfortunately, mine's a bit broken at the back. I don't know how his wheels broke off at the back. And he's got lots of paint chips, so I would like to replace him one day, but I actually really like this one. Here is Weird Splatter Paint Thomas. I just painted him in random colours, I don't know why. And finally, here is Blue Thomas. I think as a kid, I wanted to give Thomas a new coat of paint, and it did not turn out well, obviously. So, this row is done. Now, we're on to the final row. Here is Victor. Very cool, actually. Really like this guy. Here is a random Gordon's Tender from a Gordon that I must have sold or something. I painted that Gordon, but I don't know why I still have this tender. Here is another one of those weird magazine Henrys. And now we're on to the narrow gauge engines that I have. I would like to get all the narrow gauge engines, but I probably will never do it because of the prices online. Here we have Luke. Very nice. He's a very detailed and very accurate one. Here is Sir Handel, and oh boy, I really want to replace him with his take-along one, but it's very high prices online. Here is Millie. I thought Millie was technically a narrow gauge engine, so I thought it would be wrong to not include her here. So, yeah, very mid-movie, but again, cool character. Here's the last narrow gauge I have, Duncan, and oh, I really want to get the take-along one. This one is just absolutely hideous. Well, folks, that was it. Now all we have to review is the rolling stock and these guys. Here's that very weird Rainbow Harold that I was talking about from the Rainbow Pack, you know, the one with Toby and Thomas. I really don't like this one. He's very bad. He's probably the worst out of all of them. Very random and I don't like him. Here is the most memorable Thomas character of all time, Captain. Yes, everyone remembers you, Captain, don't worry. Okay, but in all seriousness, very bad. Here is the normal Harold. I adore this guy. I've had him for so long. I don't adore him as much as Bertie. I love this guy. I don't know whether he is a take and play because he doesn't have the take and play coupling at the back. So I will never know whether this guy is a take and play or not. And then the final one that marks the end of this whole section that's been going for nearly 40 minutes at this point is Trevor, the traction engine. Trevor, is it a traction? Yeah, it is. I thought it was Terrence. Yeah, very nice. Trevor the tractor. Yeah, I think so. Terrence the traction. I'm so confused. But yeah, Adventures model, which sucks, but yeah, it's actually kind of cool. Well, folks, that was all of that. Except we still have all of this to go, and also the Ertl, and then the Thomas Minis, and then reviewing that, and then the roll stock, and then all of that, and then DVDs, and then also some more roll. Before we can properly end this section, we need to do rolling stock. Starting off with Scrap Monster. He does come with a shovel like Marion, but I lost it. Here is a very just random truck. He also comes with this bit which you can attach on, but I don't really like it on. It looks very weird, but yeah, really nice. Here is Toad. I actually really like this one. Here is a really random flatbed that was from those very odd and very obscure like build your own engine things. No one really liked them, but I kept this so that way I could use it as like a flatbed. Here is a random green cart. I remember getting this actually at Smith's. I remember buying this one at Smith's for some reason. I remember buying it alongside like Henry or something. I bought him at Smith's alongside Henry and I painted it black. Here is my favourite one of the collection. Random Troublesome Truck. I just love it. I want to get more of these guys just because of how cool they look. Here's the only Adventures and Push Along one I have. And that is, another random truck. And here is Hector. I really like this guy. For some reason I painted him. I'll never forgive myself for doing that, but you can remove his coal, and it's double-sided. Something I don't like about this guy's coal is that there's just nothing inside. You can tell how cheap they were. Like, this guy is so much better quality. And the final thing to mark the end of this 40-minute long session is, again, one of the weird plastic magazine dinosaur park things. Well, guys, that was it. 108 items that we looked at. Oh my god. Before I go, I just want to show you a little poster I have of all of the ones that I need to collect until I get until I'm satisfied and I can stop collecting them. Because I've been collecting these guys for like 9 years at this point. Take along Thomas, take along James, Edward, Gordon, Henry, Toby, Emily, and Oliver. Just like the square buffer versions of those guys. Scar, Loey, Rheneas, Peter, Sam, Duncan, Sir Handel, Duke, perhaps, I don't know. Arthur, Murdoch, Lady, Donald, Douglas, Bill, Ben, more trucks, Tidmouth Shed's playset, Cranky, Elizabeth, and Rusty. Those are all the ones that I need. Okay, so before we go on, I just wanted to mention these two things that I missed out in the book section. But yeah, no one really cares about it. Also, something else I want to mention is this thing. I remember how I got this. I got this giant billboard at some, movie premiere for The Tale of the Brave, and they had this out, and I just asked if I could have it, and they agreed. I've had it ever since, and I actually haven't pulled it out for a long time. Hashtag Team Thomas. On to Trackmaster. Trackmaster is a toy line I have not collected much of, but I still have quite a lot. Well, let's start off with this weird metallic Percy 75th anniversary. I don't know where I got him, but kind of cool. Here is Henry. Would like to replace him with the Play Rail one, but I'm not really that big of a fan of this toy line anyways. I remember buying him and Edward at the same time at some very weird, place. Here is 75th anniversary metallic James. I actually really like the shine on this guy. Here is Edward. Again, I bought him with Henry at a shop. Here is a Trackmaster Thomas. This is not a Play Rail one, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. This is not a Play Rail because this was not made by Japan. I don't think I have any Play Rail in my collection, actually. Here is Gordon, a potential Play Rail. I do not know whether this guy is a Play Rail model or an early Trackmaster model. So if you guys collect Play Rail, can you please let me know if this is Play Rail or not? I don't know whether it is, but to be honest, I don't really care. Here is Lexi. I do not remember buying her, but felt wrong to not include her. Here is the last metallic in the collection, a shiny Nia. Not one I think about often, but actually a really nice model. Here is the Flying Scotsman, and by God, what a horrible model this is. Why is there clouds everywhere? Is it meant to replicate him going fast? I don't like this guy. Also, I know this is going to be me being a train nerd, but I want to point something out. Sorry for the noise in the background. Okay, so I'll try that again. Sorry for the noise in the background. I am going to be an absolute train nerd here, and I want to point something out that is inaccurate. Why does he have 2 tenders? The only time Flying Scotsman ever had 2 tenders was with his US trip, but this is clearly based off the UK model. Here is Thomas. I remember getting this guy at a charity shop like 9 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, who knows. Here is a very random, very ugly 2013 Mattel Trackmaster Thomas. I have 3 of these guys, and one of them is painted. I don't know where I got this guy. He just kind of sits here alone, sad. Here is Splashwater Percy. That's what I call him because the name kind of sounds fun. I don't know much about this guy. I kind of just got him in a playset because I thought I might as well. Here's the most recent model, Kenji. I got this one just because I wanted to bullet train, so they made a Thomas character, and I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Big World Big Adventures character, which sucks, but you know, it's whatever. Here is Jet Engine Thomas. Unfortunately, his sticker's kind of ripped. I got this guy from a Thomas set, and it's actually kind of a funny model, but he came with a really bad helmet that I just immediately binned because I just couldn't. It was so bad. But yeah, it came with the jet engine. That was the only reason why I even bought it. Here is Harvey, another recent model I got like 3 years ago. Really cool. Here is Shooting Star. I lost his tender, but really nice model, I guess. Here is a painted Thomas. I've tried to base it off of that like World War II Thomas movie that never came out. Here's probably the most random model in the collection. Again, it's just another, better quality. 2013 Trackmaster Thomas Mattel that I don't know how I got this guy. He just kind of sits here alone. Here is the last one in the collection, Merlin. I lost his tender, but yeah, shiny one. Well, that was all of them done. Now let's go over the rolling stock. Wow, that was actually pretty quick. Can you see how much I like this one better? So the first one here is the one that came with Metallic Percy, male. Also, that looks like the Twitter bird. Here is a very random experimental car that came with Merlin. Here is a very, very random, I don't even know what this truck is. It's just a random truck. I don't know where I got this guy, but yeah, whatever. Here's my favorite one. Again, don't know whether this is Play Real, but it came with Gordon. It's Soda Fuel. Here is the thing that came with the Splashwater Percy. Very weird, water truck. Also, for some reason it moves. It like jiggles when it like moves. Like you can kind of see it jiggling. I don't know why they added that, but it's kind of cool. Here's the jet engine. This isn't actually what the jet engine comes with. It came with some crates, but I lost them, so I just gave the thing that Harvey came with. But I really like the jet engine. One thing I wish is that you could take off the flame if you want it to be like powered off, but it's fine. And here's my favourite one, Annie and Clarabelle. It probably came with one of those really bad Thomases, but I really do like these guys. These are the only Annie and Clarabelles I own. I want to get the Annie and Clarabelle coaches, but yeah, I really like these guys. Well, that was fast. Let's move on to Ertl. You know what, let's just review them here. Ertl goes from being really good to really bad. So here's the first one I got, Ertl Henry. This is definitely the worst one in the collection. I like how long he is, but yeah, it's definitely the worst one in the collection, the least accurate, but nice model. I got this in a charity shop like 10 years ago. Here is Douglas. I really want to get the Donald and Douglas take and play models. Well, no, take long models, but yeah, very accurate. Here is Diesel 10. Got this guy recently in 2022 Christmas along with Splatter and Dodge. I really like this guy. This is the Diesel 10 I use most of the time. And let's just review them both together. Splatter and Dodge. I love these guys. These are definitely Ertl's best models. They look so accurate. Unfortunately, the paint's kind of chipping away on these guys, but I really like these. Now let's move on to this stuff. Quick thing to say. Does anyone even care about minis anymore? Like, seriously, does anyone even care? So let's go over them. Here's James, probably my favourite. I just love the detail. I wish his tender was a separate one, but I can obviously understand why not, because that could be easy to lose. Nice wheels. Overall, nice paint job, to be honest. I don't know why I'm going this in depth for a mini. Here is Astronaut Scruff. Okay, whatever, sure. I don't like the minis because they're just complete reskins. I like FNAF AR reskins. Diesel 10, but Jurassic Edition? Sure, whatever. Whatever you say. Star Percy? Yeah, whatever, I guess. Normal duck, okay, this is normal. I remember getting this guy from a pack for some reason. I just specifically remember getting him. Basketball Bash. Oh god, why did they do this? Something incredibly random of me to note is how this thing is textured like a basketball. Here is paint splatter Charlie. Okay. Here is normal Thomas. Okay, that's nice. And here is a watery Nia. I actually do have a Percy version of this. It came with this set, but yeah, whatever. Also, let's just quickly review this set. Yeah, it's based off that absolutely awful Digs and Discoveries. It's actually really nice if you just take away the fact that it's Digs and Discoveries. The inside there, you can store engines. Also, nice detail. I mean, I wish it was painted, but okay. Before we move on to the plushie and the DVDs, let's go over some just random book merch. This is probably the weirdest merch line I own because it's like there was these like Thomas storybooks where it'll give you loads of Thomas toys in them. And obviously, you know me, I probably just bought them all for... So yeah, here's Thomas. Very detailed. I love how detailed these guys are for being like the size of a thumb. Here he is. Here's all of his decals. They're still on. For some reason, I kept on losing Thomases. Like, I have like 3 Thomases that I lost. Here is Percy. I actually am missing James. The only one that I need to complete the collection is James. Yeah, kind of cool, I guess. Pretty nice. Here is Bertie. Again, accurate model. Here is a very scratched up, beat up Percy. Here are Annie and Clarabelle. I'm reviewing them both at once just because they're kind of, yeah. Here are 2 different Henrys I own. Both are missing their funnels. Here are 2 Spencers. I absolutely love the detail on this one. This one's got blue because I tried to make him look like the Mallard, but that obviously miserably failed. Here is a normal Gordon and a very broken Gordon. I was probably just trying to make him look completely broken, but I guess it kind of works. I love the detail on this one. Like, the amount of detail for these guys is amazing. And yeah, it's really nice. I own 3 Edwards. One Edward looks fine. It's just normal. This Edward looks a bit beat up, but you know, it's fine. This one just looks completely mutated. Look how disturbing that look. That is terrifying. That is staring into my soul. Here is Whiff. Very interesting one to add. Here is Rosie. Okay. Here's 2 Mavises, yeah, whatever. And the final good one is Toby. What do I mean by final good one? Okay, this was like in series 2 that they made of these stuff. Nia looks so bad. Her paint is completely wrong. It's like not even smooth. All of these guys' paints were smooth, and this one feels like it was just painted on with like some kid's school paint and just left like that. It has the most horrible texture in the world. The seams on it are so bad. And here's Rebecca. They were so lazy, they couldn't even bother to give her a tender. And the last one I forgot to mention was Emily. Very nice, accurate model. Well, those were very random, but kind of cool, I guess. Before we end it off with the DVD, let's go over this plushie. This is a pillow pet of Thomas. I like this one because you can use it as just Thomas, you know, Thomas Tank Engine. And then, wham, Thomas the Plane. Very soft, very squishy, very huggable. Nice quality overall. I recommend them. Well, friends, we have come to the end of the video. The DVDs. I have a lot of Thomas DVDs. Let's start it off with Series 1. I want to get them in gold cases, but oh my goodness, I love this so much. An amazing series of Thomas. Something kind of weird about my collection is how I go from the Hit Era one to the... I'll turn on the lights because it's kind of hard to see. I go from the Hit Era one to the other one to the Hit Era to... It's weird. Like, this was produced by Hit Entertainment. This one was not produced by Hit Entertainment, and I kind of switch out. And I haven't got Series 6, so I'm going to try getting the style of 2 and 4. So anyway, Series 2, I like these ones a bit better because you can actually see the episodes on the back. And they also use some photos from the actual series. So that's nice. Complete Series 3. Don't know why Salty is on there when he isn't introduced until Series 6, but yeah. Very good series of Thomas. Let's move on to the Complete Series 4, one of my favourite Thomas series. Oh my goodness, I love this one. Again, all the episodes on the back, so pause if you want to read that. Also, for some reason, Home at Last and Rock and Roll are in the wrong position. And here is Series 5, the best Thomas and Friends series of all time. I don't care what they tell you. Series 5 is the GOAT. Completely skipping over Series 6 because I don't own it yet is Series 7. Still a good series. I mean, it's miles better than Series 6, but yeah, it's whatever. Probably the most random DVD I got from a charity shop is Pulling Together. It's just random series, it's just random Series 7 episodes. Don't know why I got it when I already had the complete Series 7. The only reason I got it is because it had this very neat, probably rare sticker, Calling All Engines, on it from October 3rd, which no, I am not taking off. Oh, hell yeah, Thomas's Trusty Friends. I absolutely love this. This is like the best thing ever. The Best of Thomas. Yeah, it exists. It's the one which I actually have in my TV, so that's why it doesn't sound like there's anything in it. Yeah, very random DVD, but it's not actually the best of Thomas the character, it's just the best of all the episodes of Thomas. Also, for what is called the Best of Thomas, they picked some really mid episodes. There's only one Series 5 episode, a lot of hit error on it, and Duncan does it all. Does anyone even remember that episode? Percy, the Best of Percy. Yeah, it's basically the same, but Percy. And the Best of James. Yep. Peep, Peep, Hooray. I actually remember getting this one. It's the only hit error DVD I own. I want to get Series 8 through 9, 8 through 12. Yes, I'm going to get Series 12. In the style of these ones, because I don't think any others exist. So yeah, I don't know why I'm showing you that. Just a few Series 8 episodes. I mean, Series 8 was a really it was a really bad series, but yeah, it's cool. Misty Island Rescue. No, why do I own this? Why did I spend money on this? The worst Thomas movie ever. 0 out of 10. No effort was put into it. Day of the Diesels, again, another very mid movie, but it came out in the year I was born, so I get some bonus points for that. But finally, now we're on to a good movie, and that is Blue Mountain Mystery. Yes. That's all I'm going to say about this guy. Yes. Very good movie. Also, for some reason, this one has, the disc is kind of broken where it carries it. Oh no. That probably did not help. That probably scratched it a little bit. Right, let me put the camera down while I fix this. So yeah, the DVD bit is kind of broken, which is kind of sad, but I mean, you can just watch Blue Mountain Mystery on Amazon Prime. So here is this very weird, like, Tale of the Brave thing. Tale of the Brave is one of the best Thomas movies, by the way, I'm just gonna say it. Also, Thomas taking place at, I need that. King of the Railway. Very mid movie. Probably the most mid Thomas movie so far. Not much to say about it. Okay, so I might be clinically obsessed to this movie. I love this movie so much. Tale of the Brave is what I might even go as far to say it's the best Thomas movie ever. I just love it so much. I can't get enough of that ending. The Adventure Begins. Hell yeah. Definitely a top fiver. The best Thomas movie ever. This is the best Thomas movie in the existence of the earth, and it is amazing. Ooh, talk about a mid-movie. Was there any effort put into this movie? Why do I own this? And the final piece of Thomas merch we are going to be talking about in this video is my own custom Thomas merch. I thought I'd leave this till last. Basically, I just got a spare Series 1 DVD, so, yeah, I added the episodes on the back. And, this very bad art. You can tell I made this years ago. Great stories. Well, guys, that was everything. Every piece of Thomas merch I own in one video. This video is like an hour long. Can you tell I love Thomas?